What's going on, guys? Honky Kong here. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you for watching this video. Today I want to talk about something that really gets my blood boiling, really gets me very angry, very emotional, and I just want to discuss the most recent shootings in a long line of terrible police shootings, okay? You got these killer cops, these fucking Keystone cops running around out there, animals with badges, just taking people out and never suffering any legal consequences for it, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Before I go on, I just want to say real quick, every time I do a video about some terrible police shooting, some fucking idiot sends me a comment or a message saying, well, you know, police are under so much duress and you weren't there and blah, 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 and they have split seconds. Look, you stupid motherfucker, I understand that. But that they are trained law enforcement officers. They are trained to respond under mental and physical duress. It is their job to make the right decision before they take somebody's life. I get it. I get what you're saying. That's why they're trained to do their fucking job. They don't just pluck somebody off the street. They go through extensive training to make the right decision. All right, moving on. The shootings I'm going to talk about here, both of these just happened the last couple weeks. Like I said, these are the latest in a long line of terrible shootings. First one I want to talk about happened, and these are so mind-boggling. It just, I can't even fathom how cops can make the decisions they do sometimes. This happened down in York County, South Carolina, okay? The officer involved was a York County Sheriff's deputy named Terrence Knox. Okay, he's the the fucking badge wearing animal, the standard issue street soldier. He's out there on patrol. I'm sure, trying to heroically write speeding tickets and shit like that to fund his department's pension fund or whatever this piece of shit was doing. He pulls over a 70-year-old disabled man who also happened to be a Vietnam vet named Bobby Knipp. Okay, Bobby Knipp's driving a white pickup truck. Bobby Knipp makes a very bad decision when he's pulled over. He gets out of his vehicle. People, never get out of your vehicle when you're stopped by a police officer. They will panic. They get scared and agitated very easily. If they think in any way, shape, or form you're a threat to them, they will do what Terrence Knox did, and they will open fire. Now, once Mr. Knipp got out of his vehicle, he's kind of, because he's disabled and needs a cane to walk, he's kind of like shimmying along the side of his truck. He reaches into the bed of his truck. He grabs a cane, right? When he grabs this cane, Officer Knox does not see a cane. He sees a rifle, and he opens fire. Fires like 5 or 6 shots. Hits. Thankfully he probably had a huge adrenaline dump. His hands were probably shaking really bad, and he only hits Mr. Knipp one time. All right, but he did shoot him. The guy did take a round. All right, now the silver lining in the story, 2 things. One, Mr. Knipp will be fine. He's going to make a full recovery, and I'm sure he's going to get broke off some nice cash for catching a hot one from this stupid trigger happy motherfucker. Second thing, this really surprised me. I was pretty happy to read this. This was a statement released by the Knox County Sheriff's Department spokesman, a gentleman named Trent Fair. So what he said was, it does not appear at this time that Deputy Knox's actions were an appropriate response to what he reasonably believed to be an imminent threat upon his life. That tells me right there that Sheriff's Department is like, look, this guy fucked up, made a mistake. It's his fault. So definitely, I was happy to read that. Now, we all know cops are very rarely ever prosecuted. They very rarely ever face even any of the slightest disciplinary action. And I doubt that'll be the case with Mr. Knox. This Knox fucker, he probably will still be on the street, back on the street in a year doing what he does best. Second story. This one is really sad. This one's really heartbreaking and makes me very fucking angry. Okay, this happened in Early, Georgia. All right, the local brown shirts down there, the Early Police Department, these stupid motherfuckers, they go to serve a warrant at the home of 17-year-old boy named Christopher Raup, okay? Lived in a mobile home park. The boy's father, Christopher Raup's father, was actually the target. They were trying to serve like a warrant for probation or parole violation, some shit like that, okay? Now, these fucking cops, and there's a female cop here, all right? This stupid bitch. They roll up to the house, they knock on the door. Christopher Raup's home. They hear, he goes up to the door, he says, who's there? They don't answer. He opens the door. He's holding a Nintendo Wii remote controller. Exactly like this, okay? This is a Wii remote controller. Female cop sees this in his hand, shoots him dead. Shot him and killed him on the spot because she saw something in his hands, thought it was a gun. Then she immediately collapsed, started crying, okay? Typical stupid fucking cunt. Makes me fucking sick, this bitch, what she did. She gunned this kid down because she saw something in his hand. She's a coward. She panicked. Then she falls down, starts crying, sobbing because she realizes what she did. She realizes she killed an innocent 17-year-old boy. He's gone forever because of the stupid fucking whore's actions. And she's laying there sobbing on the ground. What I wish would have happened is one of his family members would walk out, took a fucking knife and drove it in the base of her fucking skull and then twisted it. Fucking cunt. I hope that bitch I hope you see this, you fucking cunt. I hope you see his fucking face every night when you close your eyes, you sickening fucking pig. And I hope you put a gun in your mouth and blow your fucking brains out. Because you're a piece of shit. And I hope you burn in hell, you fucking whore. That's what I say to the fucking cop that pulled the trigger there. Now, there's some discrepancies. Okay, the victim's family saying he had the Wii because one of the police on the scene told the family that he had the Wii controller. She thought it was a gun and shot and killed him. Now the cops are all of a sudden, now they're saying, oh, well, he had a BB gun in his hand. Yeah, well, where's the BB gun at? They haven't produced a BB gun. Like most police departments, these cops are jumping over each other's backs to protect this fucking murderous fucking cunt. They're saying, oh, she was a great cop. She was a great person. She never would have did this, blah, blah. Look, I don't care if this bitch was Wonder Woman. I don't care if she was sucking Gandhi's fucking dick. What she did was murder, and she needs to pay for that. In a court of fucking law, she needs to be wearing bracelets for 20 fucking years. Lock this bitch up. Murder. Second degree. You did not, even if he answered the door like this, I don't care. Before you pull the trigger, before you apply deadly force, whether you're a regular civilian or a police officer, you have to know if the threat is real or imagined. If it's imagined, then you need to go to fucking prison. But this bitch probably will suffer 0 fucking penalties. Shoots and kills a 17-year-old boy. This picture of him right here. Christopher Rout in his Army ROTC uniform. He wanted to join the Marines after high school, but instead he was gunned down on his fucking porch by some trigger-happy fucking bitch. All right, moving right along. I think about this a lot. What leads police to this mindset? Is it the militarization of American law enforcement? And by that I mean just look at your local cops wearing BDUs, fully automatic, very expensive rifles in their car, AR-15s, expensive optics, expensive laser pointers, thermal scopes, mine-resistant armor-protected vehicles, these MRAPs. I mean, it's just, is it a generation of veterans coming home, going into law enforcement from Iraq and Afghanistan? I don't know what it is. I don't get it. But it seems every time I turn around, it looks like our law enforcement community is becoming more and more an army of occupation than law enforcement. It really does. And when they're not fucking people up and hurting them, they're out there just writing bad tickets to generate money for their departments and their towns. Okay, got a lot of issues with law enforcement in America, and they need to be addressed before there's a fucking revolution in this bitch. Is it the cop's mindset that leads them to the shoot first, ask questions there? I hear a lot of cops always say, oh, whatever it takes to go home, whatever it takes to go home. Even if that means gunning down an innocent person? Is that part what it takes to go home? Yeah, look, law enforcement's dangerous. I get that. But it's not one of the top 10 most dangerous jobs in America. It's not that fucking dangerous. In 2013, 33 cops were killed by gunfire. That's a historic low, okay? In the same year, they killed 309 people. That's a 10-to-1 ratio. Now, let me say, I'm sure most of those shootings were justified. Most of those people were probably animals that deserved to get gunned down, okay? But I'm sure there were some bad ones in there. And oh my God, let's not talk about the fuck. Please do me a favor and go on the internet and search, just type in cop shoots dog. There's just been this ridiculous rash of cops blowing away dogs left and right. And I'm not talking about like big scary ass German Shepherds or Pit Bulls or Dobermans. I've seen videos of cops smoking like little tiny lap dogs that run up, little ankle biter dogs, and these motherfuckers just pull out their shit and fucking light up these little dogs. I mean, it's if a cop's out and he sees anything at all that could possibly interfere with him, he's gonna fucking shoot it. Whether it's a person who made a furtive movement or it's a fucking little dog barking at him that might bite him on the ankle, they're gonna fucking shoot him. That's just the way it is nowadays. I mean, it's ridiculous. I think people are getting fed up, and I think you're going to start seeing a lot more cases like what we saw in Kentucky a couple years ago. Some fucking psychos setting up roadblocks when a cop gets out to move it. They fucking snipe them from the bushes and kill them. All right, I think people are getting fed up. I don't know if that's the case, but to me it sounds like something like that. Like that was an ambush set up just to kill a cop. What allows cops to do this is the fact that they very rarely ever get convicted. Even though they're responsible for enforcing the law, a badge is the closest thing to a license to kill in America. It really is. I gotta tell you, because 94% of police get acquitted. They very rarely are ever convicted of the most heinous fucking crimes. I mean, let's look at some of, just off the top of my head recently, you had the LA, the Christopher Dorner manhunt shooting where those 8 cops lit up those poor 2 ladies. And fortunately, both ladies survived. None of those cops faced any significant disciplinary action. None of them even lost their jobs. Here in Detroit, Ayanna Jones, 9-year-old girl, shot in the head and killed by a cop during a police raid. Officer Joseph Weekly was the name of the guy who killed her. He busted in the door. They were doing a felony warrant to search for Ayanna's scumbag father, who just got life in prison for murdering a teenage boy or helping to murder, giving some dude a gun that killed a teenage boy. But that's what the cops were there looking for this guy. But this cop somehow, Joseph Weekly, he fired around, shot this girl who was sleeping on the couch in the head and killed her. She died. She died that night. There was a trial for him. It was a hung jury, and they haven't even scheduled a new trial, and I highly doubt they will. Because even in Detroit, with it's a white cop and an all-black jury, they will not be able to get a conviction. They just, for some reason, we cannot convict cops in this country. Look at New York, man. We're the fucking couple years back, you know, that the shooting that killed the dude who was getting married the next day. Shot 50 rounds at him or hit him 50 times, some shit. Absolutely insane. Those guys didn't get nothing. Even when cops are caught red-handed on tape, like the Oakland BART cop who killed the guy on the subway. You know, the guy was down, they were cuffing him, he goes to tase him. Instead of grabbing his taser, he grabs his pistol, shoots him in the back and kill him. It's all on crystal clear video. That guy did 1 year in prison. I don't even know if he did a full year. It just boggles my mind that we let law enforcement do whatever they want and we hold them to absolutely no standards in this country. You know, like I said, they're not held to higher standards, they're held to no standards. And when you see dead 17-year-old kids because they answer the door holding a remote, and they're not killed by some crook, they're killed by somebody that's supposed to be there to protect them, but yet that person that's supposed to be there to protect them ends their life and won't suffer for it. That's my problem. That's what bothers me. That's all I got, you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.